Hey guys, welcome to Goku of Light anime stream, as you would like to call it. This is basically around the Nimbus episode 4. And so pretty much I just do these every week on Thursdays, pretty much kind of like a hangout. We talk One Piece, me and a few other reviewers. I'll just start off with one or two reviewers, whoever's available. And then within the next 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how things are going, we just kind of bring people in or out, and depending on who's available. So I'll be sending links out to other people that kind of come frequently here and there. You might see some other good reviewers today. We'll just keep that a surprise. But we're hoping for some good reviewers. So today, the fact that we don't have a current chapter to review, there's no chapter this week. We're just gonna go over theories. I think theories are always a good thing for the community. Obviously, most of us reviewers revolve around theories. That's how most of us get our, I would say, attention, or even anybody know who we are. Anybody even watching these videos. In my opinion, a lot of it comes from the One Piece theories and the One Piece hype itself. So that being said, I think it's always great to just highlight some other theories out there that are just popular, or in general maybe they're not popular enough. And so that being said, I'm gonna start today's episode with me and Mac. We'll go over some stuff. Mac doesn't talk enough, so I had to start it with just me and Mac so he can get some solo time. Um, and let's see. So that being said, I'm gonna look at some of I would say the most popular theory I see as far as views go in the last month, that it was uploaded about 3 weeks ago. One World. It's the Blackbeard theory for the Devil Fruit knife, and basically, that he's using a knife to capture these devil fruits. It's not his ability. It's not the black. It's not the Yami Yami Devil Fruit. It's basically a knife with some kind of abilities. Have you watched the theory before, or would you like me to explain it, Mac?
Explain it. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, so basically the theory is, if you've seen before Blackbeard goes under the cape with the thing with Whitebeard, he has a particular knife with like a curve. It's almost like a cutlass. And the same thing when they show Burgess, or Burgess, however you want to say his name, when he's going after Luffy in the recent chapters, he has a knife that looks real similar, and he has it out as he's going for Luffy. And so the thought is that that's how they are taking these devil fruits, and that's why Blackbeard is not there, and that's why that basically anybody in his crew could take devil fruits, because if they have these different knives, basically a set of knives that can do this.
Oh, I see. I see. So it's like that knife is the reason why people other than Blackbeard are able to take down fruits like Jesus Burgers.
Yeah, yeah, that's basically what it is. It's by One World. I'm pretty sure you know who One World is. He has the picture from the Fate Stay world, or Fate Stay, or whatever it's called, the anime. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he has that one, or whatever. Little, he has, I think it's the Gilgamesh picture or something like that, blonde one. I'm pretty sure you know who he is. He's in the Planet Nerdum thing as
Yeah,
well.
he has that Kiamon theory.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He has some good theories too. So he's a relevant YouTuber. He has a lot of views on this video, 82,000. I mean, what do you kind of think of it, or the possibilities? I guess, because I know you haven't seen the video, of someone using a weapon, more or less, or a tool to be taking these devil fruits, opposed to abilities.
Or like I gotta think about that a little longer to even be sure about it. But like just first thought, it sounds like it's a reasonable theory because it would explain Jesus Burgers to being the ones taking devil fruits. And Jinbei did say that most of Blackbeard's crew are hunting devil fruit users, so that could be another reason why. So it sounds good right now so far, but if I got to think about that longer to see if it's
Yeah. Well, we'll kind of come back to that in a little bit. I'll just throw some of them out there, and we'll kind of go back to them. Since I've watched it, I'll speculate a little bit more. So
Mhm.
basically, in the theory, we have it. It's not, I would say, the longest theory. But it's pretty straightforward on why why it says that. What it says, this is us considered 787 chapter spoiler. So I think a lot of this theory revolves around the fact that Burgess has a knife. Um, Now, while in my opinion the theory holds weight for the fact that he does have a knife in the scenario with Whitebeard, I do want to point out that the knives look different, um, in the chapter with Burgess and Whitebeard. If you compare like the two artworks, the knives are not the same. They're both cutlasses though, or yeah, I would call it a cutlass. But that's something right there. Um, and really, I would say that it's a lot of speculation. I oppose like the theory that Blackbeard is a little bit more involved. I think that seeing how this chapter wraps up will give us a real better grasp on this theory, just for the fact that so if this chapter or this arc ends and we don't see no appearances of Blackbeard, then we know that Burgess was able to actually take this devil fruit himself, which means that the knife theory holds a lot more weight because he was going to do it himself. He didn't need Blackbeard's help. But if before the arc ends, we see that Blackbeard is looming somewhere in the distance, or he's coming, to help, then that means that he
Mhm.
did need Blackbeard, and that means that the knife theory isn't valid, in my opinion. So I think that's one
That's
of those things just to put on the table,
and we know
just to
and we
see
know
with
for
that.
sure next chapter that it said that the fight's gonna be concluded. Doflamingo versus Luffy. So
Yep.
we're gonna get to see if Blackbeard shows up or Dragon or any of these guys, these big guys show up to Dressrosa to pick up
Yeah.
their dudes.
A
Sabo,
lot,
Luffy,
a lot of these theories will be proved and disproved that are put out there right now, and that's another good reason to do this video this week because a lot of these theories that are getting a lot of attention, they'll be credible or disproved in the next chapter.
like the hype for post Dressrosa has been real for these like 2 years because like a lot of stuff are gonna go down. Like it's gonna be like monumental, crazy stuff are gonna go down. So
Oh yeah,
I'm hyped to see this arc end.
and then what you were telling me before we started doing the live stream a little bit about next week's cover. What did you want to speculate on that a little bit?
Oh, there's gonna be big news revealed. So I don't know. It said that the fight's gonna be concluded with Doflamingo. So I'm thinking that it's gonna be either a movie or something big like in the future for One Piece. I don't know what I don't know what it is right now, but it's just a speculation right now. I'm not too sure about what it's gonna be though. But it's gonna be it says big news reveal or something like that. So it's got to be something crazy.
Okay, and so looking into let's look into another one of these theories. I'm gonna look for one that I feel like you're more likely to have seen or heard because they're more popular. Um, let's just go with one of these good ones. So Whitebeard's first mate is Kaido. Have you heard that one or read that one?
I heard about it, but I haven't seen it yet. How does it go?
Okay, so it's real, in my opinion, real real thin. It's just I think I'm gonna rewatch it just again to make sure, but it's only like 3 minutes, and the real basis of it that I remember is just that this basically the titles, and the fact that we don't know who Mark. Okay, so somebody was there before Marco,
Mhm.
because when we see Shanks see Marco and in the first time when he goes to talk to him about Blackbeard,
Yeah,
he tells him, like, hey, you're Marco, da 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 da. Would you like to join my crew? So that was
yeah,
evidence enough that he's never met Marco before. Like he does know the
yeah. That's
Whitebeard
yeah. I've
pirates
been thinking
and the
about.
crew. And that being said, there was somebody there prior. So there's flexibility between the space of him, Ace, and this little 3-man rotation. There's enough
The
room
funny
for
thing
one
is
more person.
they showed Marco Teach and I think Jozu like 20 years ago. So like that's the thing about Shanks is I'm not too sure if Shanks just knew him but is just joking around or just I don't know what
Well, no,
Shanks is in because
this is what it suggests in my opinion.
oh
Um,
yeah okay
it suggests that Marco was part of the Whitebeard Pirates, but he wasn't a leader of any stature.
oh
So that's
oh
he can
okay
still be in the group photo.
oh
That's how
okay
that would make sense. Now,
okay
now that being said, if the titles are always a big thing, and if the title doesn't basically mean that because there's a possibility that the title could not mean that he's a Zonin. It could mean multiple different things. And
mm-hmm.
one of the good things that it could mean, or conclusions that it could mean, is that if you look at Whitebeard's title, he's like the strongest man on the earth, or something like that, or strongest pirate, something along those
Strongest
lines.
man yeah
And
strongest man in the world
yeah, and then Kaido's known as the strongest creature in the world. So the titles are
yeah
pretty much identical. Um, the only difference is a word. And I mean, it would make sense that they would be, either in the same crew or,
which is
same
which is
resemblance.
Which is
They wouldn't really
strong.
be
Which is
if they
stronger.
would they wouldn't really be rivals because they would clash and
Yeah.
one would have to be number two. So it implies
Yeah.
more that they're on the same side. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. But like, have you heard about this theory? That I made a theory about this one where did you have you remember when Caribou got captured by Drake?
Yeah.
And Drake is people are assuming now that Drake is working under Kaido. It's pretty much set in stone, but we don't. It's not confirmed yet. So what I'm saying is this: Caribou knows about the ancient weapon Shirahoshi. So if he tells if Drake brings Caribou to Kaido, he's gonna tell Caribou's gonna tell Kaido to save his life, save his own ass. So what I'm saying is this is gonna lead us to something crazy gonna happen in Fishman Island. People say Fishman Island's gonna get destroyed in the end of the One Piece the series, but I feel like it's gonna get destroyed during the Kaido versus Luffy fight. And I think it's gonna go down really epic right now, to be honest.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
So, we're talking about the other Logia user, right? And so you're saying that you're him and Drake and everybody else you think is going to play a big part in taking Kaido out?
I know. I think that he's gonna tell Kaido about the ancient weapon.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, cause I missed the part right there. I was tweeting the link out. I heard you say the Caribou guy, and then you lost me with the ancient weapon. Okay, so
yeah, because he heard about he's one of the few people that know about the ancient weapon. Him, Robin, and King Neptune are I think the only three people that know about it.
The Caribou guy does.
Yeah, he knows about it. There's a panel where he's listening in on the conversation. He's like, "Oh shit! A lot of people would die for this to hear about this news about Shirahoshi being the ancient weapon." Okay. So why would Oda make him listen into this conversation about the ancient weapon? The three weapons are one of the biggest things. So I feel like now that Drake captured him,
he has knowledge of the ancient weapon that he's gonna tell Drake, and Drake will be able to tell Kaido, kind of thing, like a domino effect.
Domino effect, and then Kaido go to Fishman Island.
So
and as you know, the Madam Shirley predicted that Fishman Island will get destroyed. So what better way? The movie getting awakened.
I think of all the pirates that we're seeing, Drake is more likely than not to be like a two-sided or double-sided pirate. You know, playing for both sides or his own cause to a means kind of thing. The fact that we see that previously at one time, he was a Marine, you know, and now he was a pirate, and then now he looks like he's working under Kaido. The whole being down for his banner doesn't really necessarily seem to be a big thing, you know. Mm-hmm. I think that he kind of just does whatever he needs to do. He has more of an end game, you know, than a whole like being a big pirate. You know, he doesn't care about being a pirate. I don't think that's the thing here. I think there's an end game or a goal. And
he's been switching since a long time ago. Pirate, Marine, pirate. Like he's
yeah. And so it looks like we have Boris here. I don't know if his mic's not working or your settings aren't set yet, Boris. I don't know. His mic's muted.
Set up.
1 2 1 2. Boris.
This thing.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just setting up.
Oh, okay. No worries. We're just messing around. We're apparently trolls these days.
So what are you guys talking about today? What's the topic?
We're pretty much just going over theories that we either seen on YouTube or that we know about. And basically, Mac had brought up basically was his name Caribou? Is that how you say his name? Yeah, Caribou being connected to the ancient weapon, having some knowledge of it. Basically overhearing a conversation he shouldn't have. So that being said, he appears to be more relevant than let on so far. And the fact that he's a Logia user, I don't think any Logia user is going to just be completely useless. Logias usually play a bigger part, and he really didn't have much time in the scene that he was shown, or the little arc he was in, Fishman Island or whatever. And on top of that, we know he's under Drake, and that Drake could be connected to Kaido. So the thing that Mac basically said is that the domino effect, that he would leak the ancient weapon knowledge to Drake, and Drake would give it to Kaido, and what would that mean?
Yeah, I don't know if Drake would give it to Kaido.
I think Caribou's gonna give it to Kaido because Kaido's about to kill this guy, give him punishment.
Yeah, Caribou might give it to Kaido. I think that either Caribou will give it to Kaido or Caribou will give it to Drake. But I don't see why he would give it to Drake. I feel like that's something he'd want to say directly to Kaido.
So
this was gonna
set up
because then Drake can just kill him and take the info for himself.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That just before you came in, where where Drake is more likely like double-sided on both sides of everything. I don't see the information going to him. But what could happen is this Caribou guy seems like he's pretty much like a skis ball or slimy anyways. You know that he's the whole thing. His fucking Logia power. He's gonna be like a shady dude. He could
Yeah.
easily just betray him, tell Kaido, and then flip the script to kind of take whatever Drake has going for him. You know, this guy seems like he just wants a little position of power kind of thing, and take whatever Drake has going for him, and then right once Drake finds himself in kind of in a bad position, once everything's flipped on him, kind of thing, that's when we have a little bit more of the Straw Hats and everybody getting introduced to the Kaido situation. Um, I think that I wouldn't say Drake necessarily, but someone in this arc needs to die in the Kaido arc.
Oh yeah,
I think
definitely.
Law might die.
I hope
Oh,
not.
man,
Don't
like
don't throw.
we saw that he got
Ooh,
healed.
we went there.
We saw that he got healed a bit, but again, like man, Sherry's tears only worked for so long, right? And although his arm was reattached, we don't exactly, is it gonna be fully functional like it was before? So there's a
So
lot of questions like that.
I could see him being a damaged character, like not being like this could be his peak kind of thing, and he could go downhill from here. I don't think he's gonna die. I I think that they spent too much development for him to die. Just for him, I don't know. He's gonna get his end game and everything. He's gonna see everything happen with Doflamingo and stuff like that. I think we need a little bit more of that. And then on top of that, I think he's gonna play a bigger part in North Blue, um, and the Zoe Pirates and his whole crew. And so he has a whole crew and everything going for him. I think.
Yeah, we'll
No.
definitely see the crew, soon. So there's gonna be like a new announcement for the manga next week. Where you guys have any speculations on what it's gonna be? Or anything?
Yeah, I made a video on it. It's gonna be coming out soon in 1 hour, so check it out. It's 40-second long, so you guys might get a laugh at it. But what I'm expecting right now, to be serious, is I think it's maybe a movie. That's the only thing I've like expected. I don't really
So
know.
I only
Yeah.
heard about it recently, like real recent, like 20 minutes ago. But I would think if I had to come off something on top of my head that would be a possibility too, would be maybe like another data book. There hasn't been one for like 2 3 years.
Yeah,
Um,
but the data books, there's
I don't know how often those come out, so that's what I
I
was
don't know if
saying. I
they're
don't know,
even made by
or even good.
I don't even know if they're even made by Shueisha, right? Or who makes Shonen Jump? I don't know, like because I don't think they're like a lot of this data, a lot of the stuff in the data books is just not right. It's not correct. Um, so I don't know exactly who makes them or whatever.
So are they
But
like are they really accurate? Because I've never read one. I just was kind of looking at them and stuff like that. Like I couldn't even find an English one. I was trying to find an English one so hard, and everything I seen was like Japanese.
yeah, they're not necessarily the most like trustworthy. Like the problem is a lot of people like to go by the data book. Like like people used to say, hey, this
They're
happened here.
mistranslated, huh?
Yeah, it said this in the data book and it said that in the data book, and it just
Didn't they
it
say
never.
didn't they say Sabo died in the data book and then
Yeah,
he
so
came?
that's why no one ever believed he was alive.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff like that. So
All right, that's cool. Well, okay, so I don't know. I think it's most likely to be if it's not story related, it's just gonna be something for a video game or a movie kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
More likely than not. I don't know. One Piece is like
We
how
need
they
a versus
advertise
game.
everything.
We need a versus game pretty bad, yo.
and dude, I was hyped for E3. We had a stream last night, and we're like just we were talking about like everything we're hyped for, right, for E3, and they're like I'm looking forward to all of them. Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo. They got a lot of really good stuff. So the question is, we saw like a JoJo game, right? We've seen like Pokemon and Tekken team up. So will we ever see a One Piece game that's like a legitimate fighting game? Like that's the real question.
Oh my goodness. I want the day that happens, man. I'm gonna be jumping up for joy. It'll be Christmas that day that happens. But to be honest, like, just I just want one battle game. I don't know. You think they're waiting for the end of the story 10 years from now?
For I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully we get one soon.
The funny thing is, the people are, it's pretty much I think in this week's jump they said that next week Doflamingo is gonna be the fight between Doflamingo and Luffy are gonna be concluded. So I think we got that to look forward to. No more juggling around the bush with Luffy versus Doflamingo.
No, hopefully, man. I hope so. I've been wanting Dressrosa to end for like a year now.
Oh my
So
goodness. Full
Okay.
Dressrosa hype.
So let's just check out some other theories that I was checking out. So I want to try to find ones that are most likely ones that we've all seen. Um, so I guess let's put a little speculation into Zoro. Um, looking at the Zoro theories, which one do you think holds more weight? The theories that Zoro's powers are coming from a demon inside of him, and that's why we see these red eyes, the glowing red eyes, and all that kind of stuff? Or do you think it has more to do with the fact that his cursed swords and those abilities, and on top of the cursed swords, do you think it's an actual like transformation? Because I mean, in the anime and manga, both we did see three heads and multiple arms, or do you think it's just like more of I seen a video on orojackson where people were saying that it's more of a thing like Toriko. If you ever seen how Toriko uses his powers,
Oh yeah.
similar to that.
Going
Or
the demons.
I don't know. When it comes to Zoro, uh, the red eyes, a lot of the stuff with the red eyes is like from the anime. It's not in the manga. So it's like I don't know how to consider it. I might consider it canon, but it's hard to tell. So I don't know. I like to think it's the cursed sword. I think that's probably the most likely because we saw Cavendish, right? It's probably something like Cavendish. Although what's his name, Hakuba is clearly in control when he's. But I think whatever spirit is inside of that is what was I saying? Yeah, I mean it's just I think it's the cursed sword. That's what I'm gonna go with. I think. So
King Recon said it's the Sharingan.
the Sharingan.
Mangekyo style.
I don't know, but someone says yeah, there's more like Toriko's. What someone saying in the chat. I don't know, man. It's just like I think there's a lot to talk about with the sword, especially like what if like other people with like the legendary swords, what if they also have transformations like that as well, or like spirits inside, or whatever like some sort of curse that's inflicted upon them. So that's what I'm interested to see.
For sure. Yeah. So I think that one thing that I watched a theory earlier today as well by Hawkeye. And he was saying that he believes that the curse, like that Zoro will have multiple cursed swords, and basically, his demon form isn't complete yet. That it's gonna be basically pieced together with three swords. I don't know if you've seen anything about that.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, like someone interrupted me.
Oh, no problem. I was saying I don't know if you've seen the theory that Hawkeye put up. I think pretty recently, either a couple weeks ago or real recent. Basically saying that Asura wasn't complete yet. That demon swords are basically going to come in pieces, and that the first one he has is that's why it's just like an image and is only like he's partly transformed, and
Mhm.
that he was saying that the guy from the Gosei or whatever has the final one because if you look, like he showed like a picture of his sword,
Yeah.
and his sword looks
Tetsu's,
just
yeah.
like it looks just like his, the hilt and stuff like that. So I don't know what do you think about that? You think
Yeah.
that
Yeah. I mean, I definitely yeah. You pretty much tell that he has it. And so the question is, where is the Sandai Kitetsu, the second one? So a lot of people think that that's going to be a sword that's going to allow him to maybe cut flame, similar to how what's his name? Who does it? Similar to Kinemon, right? He learned how to do that. It's really interesting, and um, I don't know. Hopefully we get to see it. I don't know if he'll get it, and if he does get it, will he swap out his weapon for it, the one he currently has? I don't know. I don't think he will. So maybe he'll get destroyed or something, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he will return. The one thing that might happen is he might return the which one is the Shishui or whatever, the one that belonged to Ryuma,
yeah,
and then he'll pick up the Sandai Kitetsu, and then at the end of the series, he'll he'll he will pick up the final one. What is it? whichever one the Gorosei has. But then that'll mean that he'll have to give up Kuina's one. So maybe he'll give it back to Kuina or something at the end of the series. So it's interesting. We have to wait and see. Yeah,
So
Destiny Connection,
I
Assassin's
think
Creed.
I think that the reason that Tashigi's connected to the sword is more or less having to do with her family heritage, and the whole resemblance thing is just a coincidence. I think that's just a mindfuck kind of thing. And I think she'll end up getting the sword later on, and then that's he'll basically have room for another sword.
Yeah.
Um, and just going on another theory that I wanted to talk on because I only am gonna do this about 20 more minutes. I'm trying to get these down to about an hour. So we get through these theories fast. Everything One Piece. He did a theory about 3 weeks ago. The Moon People are the D Clan. So I just since we're agreeing with a lot of the theories, I want to bring up a few theories I don't agree with. He does a lot of good theories in general. I'm gonna turn the light on. It's getting kind of dark. He does a lot of good theories in general, but I think that one of the things that I don't really agree with would be one of these theories for the main fact that I don't think that the people of the moon can be the D clan just for the fact of the giants like Saul. We have people like him, and I don't think that they're from the moon. He's from they have their own island. What is it called? Like Elof or Ebilf or something like that.
Elbaf, yeah. Elbaf.
Elbaf, something like that. Yeah, something like that. So I mean, they have their own island and all that. The giants, and they're basically going to have their own arc at some point. And I think that's where he's connected to everything. And I think the D's are more or less like a special type of people. Like an army, or more or less selected, chosen, and like the people during Joy
Yeah.
Boy's quest that he found that were like that's basically his crew. In a sense, I feel like that's like his straw hats. That's what I think the D's are in its sense. I think that's another thing to look at. That's what the D's really are, is more of the crew that he had, and each of them had their dreams. Because one thing that I thought was really unique and important to it was when Zoro said about teamwork. About how they work together with different dreams, but at the same time they still help each other to complete the same dream. I think that's going to be real important to how the D's work. I think that because there's going to be D's from multiple different things. They all have different dreams. You're going to have people from the Fishmen. I think there's going to have to be a Fishman D later on. There has to be a Giants D. There has to be one for each of these different groups in different ways. We just haven't met them yet, or they died at some point and they pass on their will to different descendants. Just because they're not relevant in the story no more doesn't mean that they didn't have one at one time. There's going to be certain chains of the D's that die off but keep going in another way. For example, Ace. Ace died. His will is going to continue in Sabo. Sabo's not a D as far as I can tell or know anything I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I don't think he's
yeah,
a celestial dragon, right? So
yeah,
really,
yeah, and he hated his
Ron, well,
heritage and all that.
not a celestial dragon, but he's like a
No,
noble.
yeah,
yeah, he's like a
he's
noble
a
or whatever.
noble. He's like a second stage noble. Like his mom was like one of those people that like he got into a fight with another noble kid and she was like apologizing because he was higher stature kind of thing. Like
Huh.
his family, he hated his family, all that kind of stuff. They were second class nobles, and so either or though, it basically shows right there that the will of the D can continue on for somebody that's not a D. They just have to have some kind of strong tie to it. And their tie right there was that they were brothers. They did their little oath and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
I think that can be real similar. So where Usopp connects in more is I think that he has to meet more of the giants and somehow connect to carry that will. As far as Saul, most of his will or the whole D thing is connected with Nico Robin, because we know that she's not a D more likely than not. I mean, we don't know who her dad is, but more likely than not, she's not a D. So we have a tie right there. Any current person in the story that's gonna I think be long term impactful is connected to a D in some way or form, whether they're not a D themselves or not. And I think that's because they don't all have to be from the same bloodline. So the fact that they would all come from the moon, I don't agree with. It's a good theory, but yeah. So what you want to make any comments on that, Boris?
yeah. I don't think when we went to Skypiea, we didn't see any D's, right?
Hmm.
There's another thing, right? If they're from the moon, I
Yeah.
think we would have seen some of them in Skypiea, but we didn't. So I don't know. It's interesting. We'll have to wait and see on what exactly is going to happen with that. But
I just see for me, I just see the D as just a group of people who just went against the celestial dragons of their time during the Void Century. I don't
Yeah.
think like it's a lot to think about it. It's a lot of different people. There's a giant maybe who was a part of the D, but I don't think the D were related. I've so like during the Void Century, I think like each of them had they're just named Ds for their elite maybe strength or just for them being going able to be go against the Celestial Dragons of their time.
Well, from what I know of the story of the Void Century, it said that like it's strongly impactful on the 20 kingdoms. You know, you have these 20 kingdoms, and they were reliant on generals. They each had their own generals because they weren't able to win the battle themselves. Each of them weren't capable of it. They had to hide behind these generals that had a certain amount of strength, and these generals had to be equivalent to those of the D's. You know, and I feel like the way that breaks down is because in the original breakdown you have the people with the world government that had the devil fruits, and then you had the people with the D's that had hockey, more or less. You know, and I think it starts getting swapped through the centuries. You know, but I feel like that's how a lot of the original battle lays out. Um, yeah, and so like that's when they speak of the D's, it's these people with this hockey and something that they never seen before. You know, and that's where you see that. And then you have the people in the world government that had the devil fruits. That's where you see that. And then to me, that's why you see like it looks opposite right now, and they're both focusing so hard on the opposite thing. Like in the world government, we've seen like they have a special form of hockey with CP9 and all them. They've trained and they're doing all those things like that because I feel like they're trying to play catch up with hockey. And then with the D's, we're starting to see a lot of D's that have devil fruits now, but a lot of the D's prior didn't have devil fruits.
Yeah,
Get
devil
what I'm
fruits are also a weird thing because
That's kind of what I'm just.
like one of the there's a big theory, you know, or not really a big theory, but I'm just wondering kind of like how did Ace get like a Logia? How do people obtain these rare devil fruits? You know, like how did Caribou get a Logia as well, like as a rookie? So you know, I think there's still a lot to be explained about devil fruits, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what people have to say about it.
Yeah, like Boris, I was watching your video about you recently video you uploaded and it said about the like you were talking about how Oda may need to make a spin-off manga or so like
Yeah, I really wanted to do that, but
I really like that because like there's a lot of stuff that Oda has to go through and it's like I don't know if he can in the one series that's what you were saying and I agree with
yeah,
you.
the main problem is we don't know if we're gonna see Sanji right after this. Like, I mean, we could not, we don't know. So it's like, and if we have another arc without Sanji, people are gonna be mad.
Yeah, because like 2 years without one of your main characters is gonna be like
yeah,
like half the main characters.
Exactly.
So like I don't know hopefully the big news is something like that. You know, I'll be really excited or something like that. You know, like I see like Fairy Tail has that thing with like Fairy Tail Zero, and like Naruto Guide, but Naruto's finished. So
yeah, and it wouldn't be a spin-off. It sort of be like a branching off simultaneous series that would cover what's going on there because. I don't know. I feel like that there's definitely a possibility. The problem is that obviously Oda already has a lot on his hands. Oh, yeah. But I mean, let's be honest. Dressrosa has been going really slowly, so maybe he's been doing that for a reason. He's been working on other stuff and just taking a lot of breaks to work on that series. I don't know. It's interesting. So
maybe he has a couple chapters already ready. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Or even I even think like a preclude series would be nice. You know, I always like to see stuff like that, like things that happen prior to a series, like a really big series, like just random topic of a show that I really like Sons of Anarchy. I always thought that'd be great if they had a show that came before that, or just different TV shows like that, like a lot of the big TV shows. If they just had something that happened prior, I think something for One Piece like that would be really good. Like,
yeah, that'd be cool. The problem with that is that it doesn't advance the story. And so,
well, it would have to come out after, after the story is over, kind of thing.
Like, is Oda going to want to keep writing after he's done with One
Yeah.
Piece? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. So let's see. Do you have any theories you want to discuss, Boris? Any current theories, or do you want me to just keep going through?
Any current theories? I haven't. No, not really. I haven't really been that into theories. Like, I haven't been watching. I've watched a couple actually. I have watched a couple. There's one where it's like Monster Point Chopper. So he can like his awakening, and that's really interesting. I can't. It's kind of a long theory, so I can't really explain it all at once. But it's just interesting to see the awakening. You know, what do you guys think? Like, the awakenings are going to be for the Straw Hats. Like, what's Brooks' awakening? Has he already awakened? Being able to or being able to use his soul and move it out of his own body and stuff. Like, is that an awakening? I don't know.
How many awakenings do you guys think are gonna happen?
What do you mean?
Like for the
I,
stacks. I think
I
any.
think that it'll be the base three first. Like I don't think we're gonna see a whole bunch all at once because that'd just be too much. I think that we're gonna see like Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, or Sanji and Zoro.
They don't have Delphi.
Huh?
They don't have Delphi though. Or like hockey you're talking about?
Well, we're gonna see like more of the development of their powers before we even get into the awakening.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
like as far as awakening goes, I think it's gonna be a teaser. Like it's just gonna be kind of dragged along. It just like it's been. We had a little bit with Crocodile. We're gonna get a little bit more with this, and we might actually see some of Luffy's powers with it. But I don't think we're just gonna get full on like everybody's
I,
awakening. You know?
I don't think Crocodile's awakened.
No, no, I know that, but I'm saying
Mm.
like he gave us information about it. Like
Oh yeah,
we
with the awakening and pull down,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. Like we're gonna get more like information about it, but we're only
Yeah.
gonna see so many forms of it because I mean, if that many people could use it, it would be devastating.
Yeah, like
Uh,
Doflamingo, he said himself that it's gonna be really rare. It's a rare thing, and like you really have to train it out for
yeah,
just to be able
yeah.
to.
It's like the Super Saiyan, of Devil Fruits. Like it's not gonna be just like that. I mean, maybe
Mhm.
later on down late, like 3 years from now, we'll see it all the time. Like that's gonna be the common thing, but I don't know right now. Um, so let's see. Any any current things that I want? Well, I think that one thing that's important is that with the next chapter wrapping everything up, we'll really get a better sense of what direction everybody's going in as far as Law and Sanji and Luffy. Because even say after the battle ends, Luffy has to find his way off Dressrosa. So that'll give us an idea of where everybody's kind of going because if Luffy goes with Law,
Sabo
then
or
oh,
Law? Yeah.
I would say if he goes with Law, then we know that he's going to go with the Zou Pirates, and we're going to get more about North Blue and possibly more background information on Sanji, even though he's fighting somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or B, he's more. I feel like more likely he'll go with Sabo. But the thing is, if he goes with Sabo, then what happens with Law? Does he kind of just drift off, and does he even make it back to his crew? Um, that's kind of an important
Yeah,
thing.
I think they're all just gonna go with Sabo on the ship because they all have the same goal in mind. Is going to Kaido's island to stop the weapons,
Yeah,
and Luffy and Law want to go there to to start their plan against Kaido. So I think that's where we're gonna see.
yeah. I feel like that's most likely what we're gonna see
And
would
I think
be.
there's like like I guess they could also go with the Hapo Navy, but I think they're gonna go with the Revolutionary. I think we'll also that'll get us closer to getting to meet Dragon for the first time as well. So I don't know.
So I guess one thing that or I guess another theory I liked. I guess we could top on before this is over is have you all the stuff about the theory of what's it, Zoro's first master, Kuina's dad being
Yeah,
connected to the
Koshira.
revolutionaries? Yeah, being connected to the revolutionaries. Have you
Yeah,
seen that theory? So what do you think about that?
I mean I think it's a safe bet. I mean, we've seen the ship there,
Mhm.
and I don't know. I mean, I think so. And that's like the perfect place for them to sort of sneak away some of their members, right? Like these just like isolated islands in the outer seas. Because I think he might be
So
strong. Koshiro might be strong. I mean, you saw what he did to Zoro, right? Or how he was able to cut paper. He sliced paper without cutting it. Now, was that only in the anime or was it in the manga as well? I forgot. I think that was in the manga, but I'm not 100% sure.
I haven't see like with the manga. I switched over. I want to say during like everything with like Alabasta. So a lot of those first scenes I haven't seen. I need to
Yeah, I
relook
think it
at.
was with when he was fighting Mr. One, and they had the flashback to when he's talking to Koshiro.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and
Um,
he shows him, how you can cut nothing or you cut something at the same time.
that's how. Yeah, he that's when he foreshadows the whole diamond thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Um.
and I'm interested to see that.
So what do you think his amongst swordsmen? What do you think his strength lies in? And in that sense, why do you think that he's never mentioned by Hawkeye or anybody else? Or Mihawk, I mean.
Um, I don't know. He seems like an older generation than Mihawk, so maybe he was the previous strongest swordsman. I mean, we don't really know. Some people think it's Rayleigh. Some people think it's no. I've never really heard anyone say Koshiro, but I think it might be Koshiro. Now, I think he's strong though. I definitely do think he is strong. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Matt? Do you think he's strong?
Koshiro, yeah, I think he's strong. Like the way he was talking to Zoro about like cutting when Zoro was fighting Mr. One in the flashback. So
Yeah,
if that's canon, yeah, I'm not too sure, but
yeah, I'm
it
pretty sure
seems
that's
like
because I remember reading it. I'm rereading.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
pretty
One
sure
Piece
it's,
at the
I'm
moment.
pretty sure it's canon because
yeah. So I think he's incredibly strong. So maybe he's just like his dojo looks like, I don't know, like Kuina was pretty strong too. She was beating adults in that dojo, so
Yeah.
her dad must have been crazy strong. They even said, yo,
see,
they're
this,
like, yo,
this,
are
this
you
was
giving
something
her
that
fighting
I felt
lessons?
was weird. Was they noted that she was stronger than adults, but then it was noted that girls would be physically weaker than guys. But if she was this girl that was like 9 years old and could already be stronger than these male adults, why did it overall matter? I think that's kind of, I don't know.
I feel like her dad just didn't want her to be in a dangerous way, maybe. If she was just trying to be the strongest swordsman, she didn't have to fight a lot of swordsmen. Maybe that's why I'm
If
not.
it was a
I'm not.
dangerous thing though, why not discourage it from the very beginning?
I
Why
don't
even let
know.
her train? And then I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's why I don't think she's dead. I think her death is faked.
Yes, she's in
Right.
mono.
She's almost. I know, Matt. Yeah, you're a big fan of that theory. Yeah,
I
I
think it's
think she.
possible that her death is fake, but I don't think her and that Tashigi are the same person.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
agree.
don't have to be. They could be sisters or cousins or
Yeah, I
something.
think something along the lines of that is more likely, just for the facts too. Like, say you pull up Tashigi and like the all the Wikipedias or anything like that, they have like all the pictures of her as a kid, like with glasses. And those pictures of her with glasses, she's younger than she is in the everything with Zoro that takes place.
And
Yeah.
Didn't they change her design like post time skip so she look less like Kuena?
Mhm. Mhm. They
Tashigi?
like they've made that they've like put it looks like they put more effort into making her look different, like after the time skip. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Maybe
know.
the reveal will come soon. Maybe.
And I mean, and I don't know. She's like clumsy. She seems like she's more clumsy. Has like clumsiness to her, or like just like a, I don't know. She's like in awe of how like strong Zoro is and stuff like that. I don't feel like the other girl would be like that.
Yo, Kueno's a badass, yo. She was beating up
Yeah,
Zoro and shit.
yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. I like even if she like say got a concussion, I don't think that her power would drop that drastically where like Zoro would just be leaps and bounds, above her now.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, Kuena, she's turned into a man, yo. Ivankov has done it to her. I'm just joking. I'm
You're
not
not a
too
fan
sure.
of that, right, Goku?
What?
You're not a fan of that theory?
The
Or like,
crocodile?
yeah, like any
Oh
of those, like Ivankov
no,
turning
yeah, I
anyone
don't
into.
like. Yeah, no, I don't like none of the
I
cross-gender
hate the
theories.
Ivankov and Crocodile one. I hate that one because Crocodile was such a badass. So like,
Yeah, that just kills Crocodile's character, and then any of the characters really is just. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
people are saying Crocodile is
sounds
Luffy's
weird.
mom, Whitebeard's wife. Or something. Like what? It's like, oh my goodness, Crocodile.
Yeah,
That's the dude, yo.
people
First
need to
crazy
chill.
villain.
Like, so here's another thing to speculate on too. So if we know that Mihawk is the strongest swordsman, then why does he just work for the world government? Like, what's the overall reason for it? I mean, I've heard a theory about the thing with Shanks. He might be doing it for Shanks, but aside from that, what would be, in your opinion, a better overall reason? Why, if he's the strongest swordsman, why just settle for that? I mean, obviously, he could kind of just do his own thing. He doesn't have a crew, so he's not like obligated to anybody, you know. Um,
Hmm.
That's people say that Mihawk is like yes a part of Shank's crew in the past or something like that.
yeah.
People say his right hand man.
Mm.
I like you know
No,
what the funny
but
thing is Ben Beckman. People are foreshadowing. People are like everyone's like confirmed that Sanji's gonna fight Kizaru in the future, right?
mhm.
And Ben Beckman with his past with him and Kizaru had like a moment, funny moments. I was just assuming that these guys had a battle in the past. So I was thinking that like maybe Ben Beckman was not the first right hand man of Shank's crew. Maybe he was like the third guy, like Sanji, and Mihawk was like representative of the Zoro, and then left the crew. So I'm not too sure about that. That's just something I was just thinking about.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it's gonna be one thing that's gonna be kind of interesting too is to figure out more about people's goals and motives, and that kind of gives us a better or broader picture of what's going on. Like it's with Mihawk, I feel like there has to be a reason why he would be the greatest swordsman, but then at the same time work for the world government. Because it seems like all the other like great swordsmen of stature, either A are like very independent or B pirates. You know, they don't really seem to be like involved with the government too much. I mean, I'm sure there's like one or two, but not like amazing. And I mean, even the whole thing with Wano Kingdom, you know, it seems like that those are swordsmen right there. They're separate. You know, there's a big emphasis on like I would say like samurais or swordsmen being like a special group inside of
Yeah,
the One
samurais.
Piece universe.
Yeah, samurais. They might be like pretty, like you said, different entities or something. So
Yeah, yeah, and I mean there. I don't know. I think another thing too is the mink men. Mink men are real important. Like finding out full picture all the different things going on will help get us a better understanding of the people's motives. Um, so, is there any theories you particular Mac want to talk about?
Uh,
I want to talk about why they can't, why Fujitora can't freaking stop the birdcage, and why the
Right.
why the factory, you know, which is made out of sea stone, isn't canceling out the birdcage. It's like I hate Dressrosa to me has been such a face palm. There's a
Yeah.
lot of cool moments, but overall, I hate Rebecca.
oh
I hate
yeah.
Kairos. I hate King
So
Riku.
you don't agree with Anime Fan Talk's theory for 10 reasons why Rebecca's a great character?
That was actually really good. That one pretty much sums
But
everything up. So,
like Dressrosa, I feel like if I reread Dressrosa and like an all in one go, like I was marathoning One Piece, if I did that all in one go, maybe I'll enjoy it better. But right now, it's like every week, you know, like post
like I
Dressrosa
don't know,
come.
dude. People hate up Punk Hazard, but Punk Hazard, we were all like, dude, like this Doflamingo guy. This guy's a big, you know, him and his executives, like,
Oh
yeah,
my god.
Virgo, like these guys are top tier. And then like we get to Dressrosa. It's
Oh,
like,
Listen,
man,
fail.
the thing
yeah,
I've
it's like,
always the thing I've always disliked about One Piece, and it's like always hurt it for me, and I mean I like it, is like that the most badass character we've seen in like the last 2 years probably is like covered in pink. And like, I mean, it's cool, but it's like, I don't know. I just wish he'd be more like badass, more of like a demon
Oh
or just
no,
something.
no, Doflamingo. That's the. I like him when
Flamingo
he's.
just he has too
I
much of
can't.
that pimp look. He looks like just like some kind of
yeah, well,
sort
he's
of
based.
pimp.
All the characters are based on like real people. So Doflamingo, I forgot who's he's based off of, but
It's just, I mean, I'm sure there's a relevant reason why he looks like that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying though. It's
yeah,
just like it looks like he wears like high heels or something. Like I don't even know.
yeah,
And,
it's a common thing in Spain. I'm pretty sure. So I mean, I think
oh
he's
yeah,
just he's modern. Like he's like
I know like each pirate is modeled after something, you know, but.
yeah.
Yeah. So let's say this in the next, because we know this is going to wrap up real soon. In the next couple chapters, what do you think of the likeliness of we finding out why Doflamingo has those glasses on always?
I don't know. I always thought he lost an eye during like initial events. Remember when he was like pinned up against the
The
against
wall?
what was it?
The whole family's pinned up on the thing and like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, against the
Corey's
building.
so
Yeah, I thought
dragons.
maybe like
It
something
was like the
happened
side.
there.
I think it was like the side of their house or the wall or something. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
I just
So
think, what if it's nothing though, guys? Like, would you guys be disappointed if it was nothing? It was just regular
not really. I'm
eyes.
not expecting anything to be honest.
Okay.
Like, there's no like that hasn't really been a big reason in my opinion to suspect anything like that.
I feel
Like
like I feel like there was something, it should have been introduced right after Gear Fourth ran out. Maybe some.
yeah, like we saw there's like one panel during the flashback where he's reading the book,
Hmm.
but other than that, there hasn't really been any like anything too serious to suggest that something like that's going on. So I don't know.
True.
So,
Okay. Um. Well, all in all, I mean, it's been about an hour, so I don't want to drag this on too much longer. I'll wrap this up. Does anybody else have any other theories you want to discuss before we head out? Yes, no.
Not to
Boris,
Um,
just
Mac.
like
I don't know. Like
if the
the one I've been getting a lot is just like what do you think the One Piece is? For some reason, I've been getting it a lot lately.
Let's bring it up real quick.
I
What
heard
do you
a
think it
lot
is?
about. Oh, I don't know. I'm probably gonna make a video on it soon. Because it'd be like a
Oh,
really.
okay. This exclusive. This exclusive. We
Oh
can't.
no, it would be like a long explanation. And I mean, I've talked a bit about it with some of my
Hold it,
friends.
Mac. He's.
I don't know, because when the video comes out, then we're gonna be hyped to see it. What we're
Yeah,
seeing
you
right
can't
now.
kill the hype. That's what I'm saying. It's exclusive. Just hold up. This is a
I mean,
Boris theory in the
it's the
progress.
one. What I've always told people is that that's like one of the last things you should worry about. Like, I prefer like if people talk about theories that are going to be more relevant soon, that you're going to be able to check,
Yeah.
more,
You kind of find out if you're right or not. That's like 2
yeah.
years from now. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So
Um,
I don't know, man.
so I would say, all right. One thing I guess I'll comment on real quick. Law's cursed sword. Do you think that it plays any relevant part in the next arc or two, or do you think it?
Oh, wait,
How do you think that?
you think Law is a cursed sword?
Yeah, do you think Law has a cursed sword? Let's go there first. I think
Uh,
Law has a cursed.
I feel like we would have been. I feel like we would have known by now if he had a cursed sword. Like, what hasn't mentioned it at all yet? Like that he has any kind of like graded high level sword. But I mean, it's possible. It's not impossible. Like,
Okay, let's say this then. If he doesn't have a cursed sword, do you believe he'll get one?
I don't think so. Nah, I don't see him getting one.
Okay.
And it's
What you,
just like
Mac?
there's already enough characters with like swords.
Hmm?
Law's not really a swordsman per se. He uses it more
He's a
for
doctor. He is.
yeah. He's more of a doctor, and he uses it more for his devil fruit ability. But I don't know. Just one of those we'll have to wait and see.
Like Law's so hacked. I'm not gonna lie, to be honest. When I think about Law, like the man, I feel like he can cut everything with his power. So like, I don't know, but like, I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'm not gonna lie with Law. No comment about Law.
No comments. I mean,
That's
Law is my
that's
favorite
my
character,
view.
so obviously I would enjoy to see him like be really powerful and stuff. But I mean, Dressrosa just goes to show just how he got wrecked by Doflamingo. Like people used to think Law and Luffy are on the same power level. I mean, look what Luffy's actually going to be able to defeat him, and Law. I mean, he didn't even do anything. Like it was
Yeah.
pretty sad. Like it looked like when the fight was going on, and like dang man, Law's doing a lot of damage to him. But in reality, Doflamingo like he was
Yeah, when you
getting
can see
phased.
what he can all do, like
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like
When he hit him with the injection shot, I was like, okay, Law might actually go in.
yeah, and then no, like Doflamingo's like you didn't even take him down like 10%.
Like he ate Gamma Knife, yo.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was so shocked. I thought Dopamine was done. I'm like, I was about to
Here's
go
this.
ranting. Like,
They might as well just throw this out there randomly before it's over. Do you think Zoro's stronger than Law?
I'll say yes. I'll say yes. I mean, Law might be more. Uh, I think Law's a better tactician, so he would plan out stuff better in battle. But Zoro, I mean, just look how long it took Zoro to defeat Pika. Like, it's just like, come on, man.
I'll give credit to Law that he defeated Treble with one arm.
Yeah,
With
I
an
mean,
arm, not
Law's
even his
really
whole
strong.
body.
Just like,
Yeah.
compared to Flamingo, yeah, I mean,
So out of
no
the worst
contest.
generation, who do you think is stronger than Zoro?
Uh, probably that's a good
It's
question.
so hard
I
'cause
don't think
we
any of
haven't
them.
seen we
I don't
haven't
think
seen
any
any
of
of
them
them.
are stronger.
Oh shit.
I mean, obviously Luffy,
Kid
maybe.
is strong. I think Kid is stronger.
No,
The thing is, Zoro trained
Kid
with
is not stronger than Zoro. A Kid is definitely stronger than Zoro.
You gotta remember, the Straw Hats trained for
Yeah,
2 years.
that's what I say.
All the other supernovas were just like fooling around. So they stayed still while everyone else, increased.
they
Like
got
sure,
tiered.
the other supernovas they gained experience in the New World, but
That's the
they
thing,
got
like,
wrecked.
because
Like
Zoro
Kid got
trained with the
wrecked.
greatest swordsman for 2 years. Like, and Luffy trained with the Pirate King's right hand man for 1 year and 6 months. So when like it's not even like saying because we like Zoro and Luffy, but like it's kind of hard like to say, and we didn't see that much of the fourth generation yet. But like they're training. They didn't go into the New World. They were just training just to get into the New World, and these guys just randomly jumped to the New World. So it's hard to say like the first generation. It's hard to give them like I want to see more what they did in the past. That's why I like what you're talking about. I want to see more of the supernovas what they did in the 2 year time skip to show that their strength. Like like kid, yo, I know he has some badass scars, him. So and killer's on steroids right now. So I want to see some crazy stuff, yo. Because like these guys are training with the two elite guys for 2 years. Like, no comment. Like, gear fourth. Like,
Recon can't see it. I had to refresh. Yeah, we're still going on with the Google, YouTube thing. Like for a couple of days, I couldn't see live streams on Chrome.
Um, so I mean, overall, we just put this together since there wasn't a chapter this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's just a weekly stream. Nothing too amazing, but we do have some good people that come in. I've seen a few of you every week, so I thank you for coming. It's a great experience for me to be doing these discussions with Boris and Mac and other people that have been in the community for a while. I'm just doing my best to make a name for myself, and I also do my own theories. Upload some more this weekend. I had to take a few down because basically copyrighted music, but thanks to Princeton and a few other people helping me, I've gotten a whole new library of music, so I'll be uploading a lot more theories real soon. And yeah, so just thank you for tuning in. Shout out to Boris, Mac for tuning in today or joining us. And this has been Around the Nimbus, episode 4, and you guys have a great day.